I'm Bob Coleman, and we're talking Main Street and the small business lenders who help it grow. Thank you to this week's sponsor. Hey, I'm the sponsor, the Coleman 11th Annual SBA Secondary Market Summit. Please come to Washington, D.C. if the secondary market is important to you. We have a great lineup. The current chairman of the Senate Small Business Committee, Senator Risch out of Idaho, will be there. And we have professionals talking about the 7A market, the 504 market. And the bonus track is how to maximize premium income on 7A fixed rate loans. So I hope you come out and join us. Last week, we did a great webinar on financing the medical professional. Take a look at these performance stats.
Okay, here we go, the fun stuff. What I did, and I made this simple, I hope it's simple, this is for the last 10 years. And I put there the average loan size, which that way, there's a reason why Live Oak Bank does dental loans, is because they're very large size loans. And look at the average failure rate, 0.2%, average charge off 0.1%. I mean, these are minimal numbers. I understand this over 10 years. I understand this is post-recession. I also understand, I read the Wall Street Journal this morning, and it says, hey, there may be, there's pressures on a global slowdown. They're not predicting recession. But in terms of financing to this niche, this is why we want to do it. And also, I was shocked by optometrists. They're the best performing, but all these numbers fine. Even the chiropractors and the podiatrists, especially the podiatrists. Chiropractors, 0.5%. So the performance of these loans is very, very good. And it's across the board. Therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, podiatrists. And I put this in also order on SBA loan volume rank. So physicians are number 2. And good stats. Anyway.
Well, one of my big takeaways here, Bob, the failure rate's almost non-existent in medical professional loans. The charge-off rate is very minimal, but I had to jump in here with my SBA hat, Bob. Bob said this, and I agree. You've got to make sure you follow the SOP. I've seen loan term sheets from banks proposing an SBA loan, messing around with the equity injection requirements as the SOP 5010-5J indicates. And again, the failure rate's low, but you want to make sure that your guarantee's good.
Hey, end of the year, we're announcing the Coleman 2018 SBA Lending Professional Awards. I get a tremendous amount of great nominations, great feedback. I get together with a couple of peers of mine and we go sort through all of this. This is a fun exercise. This one was easy. Main Street Professional of the Year, Pat McCrell, New York Business Development Company. Pat is a great guy. He is a vet. He was a judge, a lawyer, I guess judge advocate in the Marine Corps. And he is a tremendous force to getting capital to Main Street. So Pat, well deserved. And we named the SBA 504 Lenders of the Year. And this was a great submission. Normally, the awards are geared for one individual. I don't do institutions. I believe in giving awards individually. But CDC Small Business Finance submitted their Team LA. So congratulations to Dean, Amin, and Zena. And it was a great write-up. They collaborate and they're getting great results in the Southern California market. And Brooke Marks, President and CEO of Sunshine Economic Development Company out of Clearwater, Florida, SBA Woman of the Year. Look, I appreciate all the nominations we get, and we take a lot of time, but these professionals deserve to be acknowledged. And Brooke has been with the company for a couple of years. What made her nomination stand out is very strong support from her staff. And we printed that and we talked about that, but they say she's a friend, she's a mentor, she's developing us professionally. She's grown the CDC from number 60 some odd down to number 32. So getting capital to Main Street out in Florida. Congratulations to all of them, and we will be announcing more in the coming weeks. We enjoy running borrower clips. I got to be honest with you. I viewed the clip. I have no idea what they do. It's Kickstagram. I can't even pronounce it. And I guess they do something with promoting Instagram. I'm not on that. I'm not on Facebook. All I know is this company has doubled their revenues in the year, and they have 8 people employed. So they're doing something right. Enjoy the video.
Hi, my name is Ronan Galvin. I'm one of the co-founders here at Kickstagram from San Diego, California. Kickstagram is an Instagram marketing service. We help brands and influencers who are struggling to grow on Instagram by providing them with a tool to help grow their audience and gain more followers on Instagram. So I think the biggest impact that getting the loan from the CDC had for us was, one, we were able to hire more employees, which allowed us to scale the business in terms of growing revenue, and because of that we were able to double our revenue in just 1 year. And like I said, we went from 3 employees to 8 employees and a bigger office here downtown. And I think we were about 18 months into business, and we realized we needed to grow, and as a self-funded company, especially in the software, the traditional route is most people go seek investors or alternative financing to grow their business. But one thing Casey and I both kind of agreed on was we'd like to keep as much equity as possible that we can. One of the options came up. I think the SCORE introduced me to SBA, and then SBA turned me on to CDC, and that's when I got in touch with the CDC, and they kind of held my hand through the process of getting the loan, and how much we could get and things like that. And it was our first time ever getting a loan or doing any sort of financing, and so it was actually came at a good time because without it we wouldn't have been able to add on like 2 or 3 more employees, and at that time it was definitely needed if we wanted to keep increasing the revenue. Actually, a year later we're in the process of getting a bigger loan with the CDC, and we hope to kind of really replicate the same thing again, leverage that working capital to grow the business exponentially.
In our industry profiles, I interviewed Shay, Mora of FrandFund at the National Association of Commercial Loan Brokers. FrandFund is a great company. They match entrepreneurs with franchise concepts. I hope you enjoy this clip. Trump Doral, I'm with Shay Mora, FrandFund, Vice President of Lending Operations. What do you do?
I'm Vice President of Lending Operations, so we work with people to consult them and then work with them to package their loan request. And then we have a network of lenders that we then send it to based on their credit parameters to get the deal done for our
Now you
client.
Specialize in the franchise world, correct?
Correct.
And I just published something this morning that said SBA has over 3,000 franchises listed. And SBA lending for franchises are very well-performing loans, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely.
Give me a typical transaction. How does it look?
So we do work mostly in the franchise space. So we work with hundreds of different brands. We like to play in the standard 7A loan program.
Average loan size?
500,000.
Okay. Any particular concept that's hot out there right now that you really like pushing?
We are doing a lot of QSR and fitness concepts right now. We see a lot of like Club Pilates, yoga is really hot, QSR, we have...
I get that, yoga's really hot.
We do work with HotWorks Yoga, so yeah.
Shay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks Bob.
Thank you for joining us today for the Coleman Report Update and supporting America's Main Street, one entrepreneur at a time.